Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm the Director of Student Development at Trails Momentum. Emotional intelligence has kind of a three-part definition. The first part is being able to identify your emotions. The second part is being able to then recognize whether those emotions are appropriate for the situation that you're in and understand why you're having those emotions. And then the third part is being able to appropriately express those emotions at the right time and place to the right people. Emotional intelligence is important because it has a pretty big effect on your ability to engage in meaningful relationships with others. Somebody who doesn't know how they're feeling, or maybe doesn't know how to express those emotions appropriately, or doesn't understand why they're having the emotions that they're having, is going to have a difficult time connecting with and maintaining and developing those relationships with others. And may also just have a hard time, understanding what they're experiencing in their day-to-day life. We can improve our emotional intelligence through some self-work, and we can start with doing some mindfulness work around how we're feeling regularly. We can journal about it. We can spend some time just having some reflection time. We can also learn more about our emotional compass by just having some exposure to the different possibilities of the emotions that we may be feeling. We can also then take some time to, again, reflect on what might be underlying those emotions. It's a lot of personal reflection time that really leads to improvement. And then to improve our third part of emotional intelligence, that ability to communicate effectively, we can work really hard on communicating more with the people we care about in a rational way. Maybe taking some time away from that emotional episode, reflecting on how we're feeling, and then moving forward in a more calm way to talk with that person we care about why we're feeling the way that we're feeling. At Trails Momentum, we help young adults move forward with their skills and abilities around emotional intelligence. We help young adults identify the emotions that they're experiencing each day, and that begins at the very beginning of the day. During our breakfast time, students start thinking about how they're feeling and actually share those emotions with their group. They then move through the day and make a point to, again, reflect either personally or in group on the different things that they're experiencing through the day. They may talk with their therapist about their emotions. They may be working with their group about, on some of those things. And they even bring that to their academic space in our communication and leadership class. We help young adults work through their own awareness around their emotions, and then we also give them the time and space to reflect on why they've been experiencing these emotions and how they can even start to regulate their expression of those emotions. We give them the skills and the tools necessary for them to appropriately communicate their emotions to their friends and family so that they can engage in more meaningful personal relationships in their lives. A lot of times when students come to Trails Momentum, they report that they have all these emotions and don't really know what to do with them. And I remember one young lady, she would oftentimes get really frustrated, and that would come out in what we call counterfeit language. There are a lot of obstacles and pitfalls to expressing our emotions, and she suffered from one of the pitfalls, which was using language like "get away from me" or "I don't want to be around you," instead of actually saying how she was feeling inside. Through some coaching and some individual therapy, and also just time with our group, she learned to trust herself and her peers so that she could instead say things like, "I'm feeling really scared right now," "I'm feeling really hurt," or "I feel abandoned about this situation because." And so she learned to start using more assertive language, more I-focused language, so that she could appropriately talk about how she felt instead of just pushing people away with angry statements that really didn't get at the heart of how she was feeling. That kind of improved communication allowed other people to communicate more effectively back with her and gave her the sense that she was connected to the community, even though she was having these difficult emotions that many times had nothing to do with the rest of the group. What we want to do at Trails Momentum is give young adults the time and space that they need to come to terms with what they're experiencing, have some better awareness around what they're feeling and why they're feeling that way, and then empower them so that they know that they can communicate effectively when they graduate our program and move on with their adult lives.